Good evening, everyone. So, as you know, today we are here with the chapter, like we are going to conclude with the chapter, and it's chapter, right? It's chapter 4, right? As I told you earlier, also that syllabus has been changed, right? The syllabus has been changed. Now, the chapter which was chapter 5 earlier, what the books and burial tell us, now it is chapter 4. So, syllabus is totally changed in 2020 and 21. So here, yes, that day, the last session, we were talking about China. So what China? What we get about China? We got a lot of things about China, and we found that China, we what we learned. As I told you that first we go for the revision of the practice. So first we'll go for the revision of it only. So according to the revision, what is the part over here? Let's go for it first. We got to know about Inamgaon, the occupation, the kind of things the people were using, the kind of special kind of burial we found, that what kind of special burial was there. There was an adult and who was there in straight form and cross leg sitting, right? We got to know, and the person was buried into 5-room house. We got to know about. We even got to know that there are a number of things like what are the burials telling us about. So the burials are telling us about the social differences. Yes, social differences. Just because what things are available in the burial site or with the burial, according to that we can easily say that the people, any person who is having lots of things available like gold and all valuable items are available, so the person was undoubtedly a rich person. A person who was having only the beads, the jewelry only of beads, or only with the pots, the person was a poor one. Even we got to know that if a horse was buried with the person, horse was buried with the person, and the accessories related to the horse that was available, included with that the weapons and tools were available. It shows what? It shows that the person was definitely a warrior, because if the warrior dies and after that the next life, the person is in need of all this kind of things, right? We got to know about all these things, social distances and all differences and all that. Now we are coming to the last point, and after this last point we'll talk about the next thing. So the last point, we are talking about China. So what we are basically talking about China here, when we talk about this chapter, we find that here also a number of things have been found, like animal bones have been found. And first evidences, we have also found the evidence of writing over here. The first evidence of writing which was found, and it was available in China only. So these writings were on animal bones. You just imagine, writing have been found, but these writings are available on animal bones, and these are called oracle bones. Yes, oracle bones, because they were used to predict the future. If I give you one hint, so you might have gone through some serials, and in which one there is a person जो कि भूत को भगाता है, like tantric type of person, right? What the person has, this person is having a number of skeleton and the bone pieces with him. What kind of thing they are? Actually, these are what China has. It's the same like that. That time on the bones of the animals, you can find the picture also by the side here in the brown color, that something was written on the animal bones, and this was special kind, so it was known as oracle bones. And as it was predicting the future, whatever was written on that, according to it, it was decided that okay, this will happen in the future. So it was a prediction of the future. You can say bhavishyavani. Yes, bhavishyavani log kiya karte the according to that. Now we have found something, that kings got scribes to write questions on the bones. The king was there. You just think of a game that king used to write something. The king was, no dear, it was not the class yesterday. So actually I was not well, so I couldn't conduct the class yesterday. And now I am talking about the kings got scribes to write questions on the bones. They were writing the question on the bone. And what would happen? The king would write, would they win battle? Yes or no? Would the harvest be good? Would they have sons? Like all these things. And after that, the bone was supposed to kept into the fire. And they cracked because of the heat. Then fortune tellers. Like fortune tellers means the people who used to say about the future. So they are called the fortune tellers who predict the future. They used to say, then these people studied the cracks. It's very common that if you write something on bone or you don't write, then also you put it in fire, after that it will crack. When it cracks, the fortune tellers are there in a situation to read it out, to examine it properly, to study it properly, and then they will predict exactly what the question you asked, whether you will have a son or not, or you will win the battle or not. So all these kind of things, just through studying, going through the study of these cracked bones, they could predict whether the king will be the ruler, whether the king will win the battle, whether he'll have the son, or whether rest of the questions, like different kind of questions were there to be written on the bones. Put it into fire, let it be cracked, and after that the cracked piece will be read by the fortune teller. So he will study it properly and he will let you know whether your whatever is going to happen, whatever is your wish is going to be fulfilled or not. So we got to know about it. Now we are coming to the next one, that these kings lived in palaces and cities. They amassed vast quantities of wealth. That's very true. The king is there, so undoubtedly, including large, elaborately decorated bronze vessels. However, they did not know the use of iron. The thing is, if we are talking about bronze, so undoubtedly China was not aware about the iron that time. Now we are coming to the keywords, because I told you that day that we will go for the question answer of this chapter. Along with the chapter, along with the exercise, we will discuss more number of questions, and you people are requested to keep a pen and pencil with you, pen or pencil with you, so that you can write down those important questions which are related to this chapter. Fine. So now we are coming to the next one, and the next part comes is the keywords are, the first is Veda. What is a Veda? Vedas. Vedas are the earliest written materials, which were the manuscripts. And okay, fortune teller. Fortune teller means a person who says what will happen in future. भविष्यवाणी, जो इंसान भविष्यवाणी करता है ना, that person is known as fortune teller. Olden period, there were saints, there were like a number of scholars, and these people were known as fortune tellers, because they had some kind of sixth sense, and because with the help of this sixth sense they were able to find out whether it will happen in future or not. If many times it was correct also, many times it was wrong also. So we cannot talk about it whether the fortune teller was studying correct or wrong only. But yes, we have a number of evidences that just as the people had a lot of knowledge, they were good scholars, and they were having like sixth sense working. So they were there in a situation to predict the things in a positive way. The things were happening and it was very positive that time. So this person who was telling about the future, that person was known as fortune teller. Okay. Now, so we were talking about Veda actually. So when we are talking about Veda, we are basically talking about the written materials, right? The earliest written material which was found in India, that was known as Rig Veda. It was a manuscript, and the earliest Rig Veda was, there are total number of 4 Vedas, and the earliest Veda is the Rig Veda. So we can find out like this. Language. If we talk about language, means what? A kind of communication, a mean of communication which gives, with the help of which we are sending our messages to other people, and we are getting the messages from other people. So it's the language. The languages are Hindi, English, whatever. So with the help of these languages, we are there in a situation to make other people understand our feelings, and we can even understand others' feeling. Now coming to the next one, hymn. As I told you, hymn is what? It's a Shukta. Yes, it was known as Shukta as well. So what is hymn? Hymn is, it's okay, doesn't matter. Hymn is what? Hymn is actually a kind of material, something which was written in praise of gods and goddesses. That was known as hymn. Something which was written in praise of God, that was known as hymn. Okay. Next one, and you also know that time was written in the language Sanskrit. Chariot. Chariot is what? You know the chariot. I know that he is there. Okay. So the next one, chariot. Chariot is what? If you know about the horse in the chariot, the king is having sitting on the chariot and the person is sitting is just riding the horse. So that on which the something which is made by wood is known as chariot. In Hindi, you can go through this word, which is rath. So chariot is a rath. If you go through the Ramayana and all that, so you can get it is chariot. Now sacrifice. Sacrifice is what? Sacrifice is a kind of act which was performed long and long back ago to praise God. To praise God. That was a kind of action performed to praise God. That was known as sacrifice. So if you talk about sacrifice, what happened in that one? So in that one, people were giving lots of things to the Brahmanas, like Brahmanas were performing rituals, and these pearl people were giving a lot of things to the Brahmanas, and along with that, they were giving cows and goats and other kind of cattle also. So that is called sacrifice. Now we are coming Raja. Raja, let me tell you, this is Raja, not king. Okay, we are not studying Hindi now. We are going for history, and in history, I told you there is a great difference between a Raja and a king. So what is Raja? Raja was a person who was not a king. First line we need to mention is Raja was a ruler who was not a king. Second thing, he was not living in a palace. He was living with the ordinary people. He was living in a group with all the people. Second thing, he was just a leader and his son could not be the next ruler. And the person was elected or selected on the basis of the qualities and the skills the person had. So this is called Raja. And he was not also having in his own army, and the person was not able to collect, he could not collect the taxes as well. Fine. So this is called Raja. Now we are coming to the word slave. Okay, so who are the slaves? When we talk about slaves, so you remember that Arya and slave, there was a difference when you went through the group of people in a society. So we got to know Arya. Arya means a person who is a writer, who used to write. And what is a slave? So we are talking about slave, that the Raja, like Raja was going to different places and he was capturing land, property. Along with that, he was capturing the people also, and he was taking them with him, and these people were considered as a property of the Raja or of the winning team, you can say winning group, and these people were called as the slaves. So we were having two, that was Das and Dasi, right? They were totally the property of the people. Next one we have is megalith. Megalith, big stone. Mega and lithos. Mega and lithos. So mega is big and lithos means stone. So megalith is a big stone boulder which was used on the burial site. Which was used on a burial site. That was known as megalith. Next is burial. Burial means what? The dead body. The dead body which is buried under the ground is known as a burial. Now skeleton. You know skeleton in science, it's better to understand. Skeleton is what? So you people go for it, skeleton. What is iron? Iron is a kind of mineral. It's a kind of material which is very hard, and it is used to make a number of things, like a number of tools, chariot, a number of things are made using this iron. Now we are coming to the next one. So match the columns. What is that? What is match the column? Please, you people give me the answer. I'm not giving the answer now. Fine. I'm not going to give you the answer. Please, you people give me the answer. What is the answer of Sukta? What is the answer of Sukta? Please let me know. Okay, just let me know what is the answer of Sukta. I'm waiting for you people to answer me. Waiting, waiting. So I'm not getting the answer till now. Okay, so let's go for it. The first answer we have is Sukta. Okay, so what is the answer of Sukta? The Sukta will be, well said, chariots. Chariots, it's a used in battle. Then comes Yajna. Yajna is what? Sacrifice. Okay, Das is a slave and megalith are the stone boulders. So they are called the, this is the correct answer over here. I didn't get the answer from your side. That's not good, huh? That's not good. So I'm coming to the next one. The next question is question number 2. Slaves were used for what reason? Slaves were used. Okay, so just let me know for what reason the slaves were used. The slaves were used for doing work. The slaves were used for doing work for them. Number B, megaliths are found in. Which is the place where megaliths have been found? The place is Inamgaon. Next is stone circles are or boulders on the surface. Stone circles or the boulders on the surface were used to identify the burial. Identify the burial. Coming to the next one, it's number D. Portholes were used for. What is the meaning of porthole? Now it's your duty to do it. I will not tell you the answer. You people have to find it yourself because we have already discussed about it. What is portholes were used for? Right. Portholes were used for. Very good. Good. Now, last one. Last one. People at Inamgaon ate. People at Inamgaon ate. What kind of things they were eating? What kind of things they were eating? So you have to mention the fruits as well as the grains. You know, last time we discussed about the Inamgaon, and we discussed about the things like what kind of grains were available that time and what kind of fruits were available. So the things they were eating, you have to mention each and everything here. Now coming to the next question, in what way? Question number 3 is, in what ways are the books we read today different from the Rig Veda? The first day when we started this class, that day only we discussed about it. I'm just repeating it. The question is, in what ways are the books we read today different from the Rig Veda? So let me tell you, Rig Veda was first recited and later written. Remember, Rig Veda first recited and after that it was written. Because somebody wrote and after that it was sent, he started teaching it to his son and he started teaching it to his pupils, like his students. And later on when writing was introduced, then the people wrote, right? Now coming to the next, what is another point? So it was written on bark of tree and it was a manuscript. So it was written on bark of tree or leaves of plants. And nowadays we find they are printed one. As Rig Veda was written by hand, so it was so much time taking. So we are not having available with a number of Rig Vedas. But if we talk about the nowadays present book, so we can find they all are available in the printed form. The pages are also available here, and along with that we are having the printing press also, like the machine which is being used to print the pages. So what we find, so olden time Rig Veda was not handwritten, it was handwritten, and nowadays books are printed. Rig Veda very least available, books are many more available. Rig Veda was written on pages, it was written on the bark of the trees, like birch tree. And when we talk about the present day books, they are written on papers. Rig Veda was first recited and then it was written, and books are first read and first written, then after only we read it, right? So these are the 4 points you need to mention about it. So you can mention also. Now coming to question number 4, what kind of evidence from burials? What kind of evidence from burials do archaeologists use to find out whether there were social differences amongst those who were buried? We have to find out about the evidences which archaeologists found. So we have an example. one burial site. If we go for one burial site, we found that there was a skeleton. It was buried with these many beads of gold and these many gold jewelry with bangles and so many valuable things. And another burial site, another dead body, another skeleton have been found with only the small pots, right? The earthen pots are there. So you can easily say, because it is asking what kind of evidence from burial. So here we can say one skeleton have been found which is having lots of valuable things. It shows that the person was a rich one. Another one we have is that it was available only with the pots, earthen pots. So the person was undoubtedly a poor one, right? Now we are coming to the next one. Question number 5. In what ways do you think that the life of a Raja was different from that of a Das or a Dasi? You just think. Life of a Raja was different from that of a Das or Dasi. So you can imagine Raja was a leader, right? Raja was a leader that time, and what he was doing, he was undoubtedly comparatively rich. He could do whatever he wanted, and he was living in a group, and he was a leader of a particular group. The person was skilled one, all that we can mention. But here we are talking about the life of a Raja. So he was better living a comfortable life. But when we talk about Das and Dasi, so we find that Das and Dasi were the people who were the properties of the rulers. They were the properties of the other people. So Das and Dasi could not do anything. They had to do each and everything whatever was told by the owner, because they were the property of the owner. So Raja was a free person, the leader, and Das and Dasi could not do everything whatever they wished to. Okay, now we are coming to the next one, and after that like all these questions are just like we are not supposed to go for it. So it's okay, we'll not go for it. Apart from these questions, I am going to give you some questions. Okay, now I'm coming to the next part, and the extra questions I want to share with you is the extra question. First question comes in the extra question. You people are requested to write it down. I have a request to write it down. What number one, apart from this book, you find that apart from this, you find that what is that? Rig Veda. Okay, what is Rig Veda? So you have to write about Rig Veda. Fine, write about Rig Veda, each and everything. We discussed in the previous session also what is Rig Veda. So what is Rig Veda? It's a manuscript, the earliest writing material available. Second, it was written in Vedic Sanskrit. Don't write Sanskrit, it will be wrong. It was written in Vedic Sanskrit. Then we got to know that it was having another thing also available. For an example, what things were written in it? So they were having hymns in it. We talked about the gods and goddesses, and the three most important gods were Agni, right? The fire god, then Indra, and the last one was Som. So these were the three gods. What was written in that? So it was written the conversation between the god and the people, by the like common people. So the whole conversation is written in the form of shuktas, that is hymns, right? So it was whole made to write about the life of the people, especially the relationship of people with the god. Now we are coming to the next point. The next question is, how many Vedas are there? I hope you people are writing it down. How many Vedas are there? So you need to mention there are 4 Vedas. If you go for this exercise, let me tell you, it's very good for you, because if you go for this exercise, you will find that there is no problem at all. Fine. So there are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, and Atharva Veda. So we went through 4 Vedas. Along with that, we are having another question. Why were the battles fought? Why were the battles fought during the Vedic period? Why were the battles fought during the Vedic period? What was the thing? Means what did the rulers that time wanted? What did they want to get? So we get to know the rulers were fighting, like they were having a battle just because of few things. what it was? For pasture, for grain, for cattle, along with that das and dasi, right? So for pasture and for pupil and also for cattle, right? Coming to the next question, that what did the people do? I hope you people are writing. What did the people do with the wealth they got from the war? What did the people do with the wealth they got from the war, right, from the battle? So if the Raja was going along with the whole group and he was a leader of this group, so he was going, and when they were winning, so what was happening? Some part the ruler, like the leader, was keeping with himself, like the Raja was keeping with him. Some part to the priest to perform rituals, and next part, the rest part was given to the public, right? It was distributed among the people. Coming to the next part, that explain the social structure of the Vedic period. So when we talk about the social structure, what kind of people were there? Social structure means what? So we were having the priest, we were having the warriors like Raja, we were having the Vish or Jan like the business people, and along with that we have one more category, that was Das and Dasi. So we can go for all these questions. Apart from that, one question becomes very important, and that question is, I do remember, what are the groups of people mentioned in Rig Veda? What are the groups of people mentioned in Rig Veda? So we have to mention all the people. We have to mention about Brahman, that priest. Second, we have to mention about the Raja. Third, Jan or Vish or Vaishya. Next is Arya. And the last one come Das or Dasi or slaves. So we need to mention each and everything here. So dear children, I must say that from my side the chapter is over now. You people ask me, do you have any doubt? One thing I want to make you people clear, if something is there, for an example, some important dates are there. If some important dates are there, if you find the keywords are there, if something is related to the elsewhere, these all the things are very, very important. Any of the question, you know what, most of the time we used to leave these questions because we have a feeling that, oh no, it's not that much important. But let me tell you, it is very important, because it talks about all those things which we are missing out, and MCQs and rest of the questions, 3 marks question, can be asked from it as well. So dear children, I have a request. When you go for this chapter, I have a request, please don't leave a single point, and most probably very soon I am coming with a video. Okay, the last question was what were the groups of people mentioned in Rig Veda? What were the groups of people mentioned in Rig Veda? So these are the most important questions you people think of, because history is a subject which is very interesting, but along with that we should learn how to write the answers. Fine. So there will be a day very soon when I'll let you know how to write the answer in social science, so that you will get to know about it, and how can you score well, you will also get to know about. Fine. So till the time, I hope there is no doubt. If you have any doubt, you just let me know. And after that, I'll just leave the class and I'll end up the session. Do you have any doubt? Just let me yes or no. If yes, then say yes. If no, you can say no, and we can leave the class. Fine. So what do you say? Do you have any doubt? If yes, oh, I think you people are busy in writing down the questions. Fine, that's very good. So it's okay. I hope there is no doubt at all. If any doubt, you can write in the comment box as well. Fine. You can write in the comment box as well. I'll clear all your doubts. By the time, thank you so much, and let me know which next chapter you people. Thank you so much, dear. Thank you, all of you. Goodbye. Take care.